Hello everyone! Today I'm here with a case that will interest many of you. A 19-year-old male patient who is dealing with an ingrown toenail or onicocriptosis at an advanced stage grade 4. This means he's showing clear signs of inflammation, redness, local warmth, swelling, and of course a lot of discomfort. He wears safety boots for work, which increases the temperature and moisture in his feet, creating the perfect environment for the condition to worsen. Heat and perspiration in that area are factors that aggravate the problem because they promote bacterial and inflammatory growth, making the situation more complex. Let's understand together what happened. The most common cause of an ingrown toenail, like in his case, is improper nail cutting. He told me he used to cut the sides of his nail, which is a serious mistake, especially because his nail has a fan shape. Fan-shaped nails are naturally more curved or wider at the base, making them more prone to becoming ingrown if not handled correctly. Never ever cut the sides of the nail. The right way is to cut straight, following the nail's natural line, and use a nail file to smooth the edges, preventing them from digging into the skin. This initial mistake, combined with constant use of safety boots, created extra pressure that pushed the nail into the skin, causing pain, infection, and in this case, a chronic condition that has lasted about 4 months, with the toe open, swollen, and extremely sensitive. The patient has been suffering for approximately 4 months, which is a significant amount of time for a problem like this to progress. It's a case that requires extra attention, patience, and a well-structured protocol. I'm going to explain everything to you in detail with all the technical aspects so you understand what I'm doing and why. The first step was a thorough assessment. His ingrown toenail had already caused a granuloma, that excessive reddish granulation tissue that forms as the body's response to constant irritation and infection. It was clear how much the surrounding skin had become hypertrophic, meaning it had thickened and hardened due to continuous pressure and chronic inflammation. On top of that, the nail lost its structural stability and is completely turned inward, which makes the problem even worse and hinders normal growth. I started the procedure with extreme care, explaining each step to the patient. First, I did a thorough cleaning of the area with an antiseptic solution, like chlorhexidine or 70% alcohol, to minimize the risk of secondary infection, which is common in advanced cases. Then I applied local anesthesia. Yes, he felt a little pressure during the injection, but I assured him there wouldn't be pain during the main procedure, and he trusted the process. Anesthesia is crucial in cases like this because the toe is very inflamed and sensitive, and any manipulation without it would be unbearable. With the area numbed, I moved on to removing the spike, which is the piece of nail embedded in the flesh. I used sterilized tools like precision podiatry, clippers, and curettes to carefully free that piece, causing all the damage. I showed the removed fragment to the patient, and you won't believe the size. It was a significant piece of nail that had been pressing against the skin, causing inflammation and intense pain. This step is delicate because we need to remove the entire spike without further damaging the surrounding tissue. After the removal, I treated the granuloma. I opted for a controlled chemical cauterization using an agent like silver nitrate or phenol, which helps reduce the inflamed tissue and prevent recurrence. Cauterization isn't an aggressive process. It's a precise technique to remove excess granulation tissue and promote healthy healing. It's important to highlight that this technique should only be performed by trained professionals because if done incorrectly, it can cause burns or delay recovery. A key technical detail. During cauterization, we constantly monitor the depth and extent of the treatment to avoid damaging healthy tissues. After cauterization, I clean the area again, removing any chemical residue or loose skin, and applied an occlusive dressing with antibiotic ointment to protect and speed up healing. Now, a fun fact. Did you know that ingrown toenails can have genetic and environmental components? Some people are born with nails that are more curved, thicker, or have a pronounced lateral growth, which increases the risk. In this patient's case, the combination of a fan-shaped nail, improper cutting, and wearing tight or warm footwear was decisive. Another interesting point, constant pressure from shoes like safety boots can alter the nail's alignment, causing it to grow abnormally. After this first procedure, I explained to the patient that he'll need regular follow-ups, the first one in 7 days, to assess healing, clean any remaining debris, and adjust the treatment if needed. He'll also need home care, like keeping the toe dry, changing the dressing daily, and avoiding any trauma to the area. An important note, his nail lost stability due to prolonged inflammation. This means that even after healing, it might continue growing inward. That's why we plan to fit an orthosis after the tissue is fully recovered. An orthosis is an orthopedic device placed on the nail to gradually correct it and prevent future ingrown nails. This device can only be applied once the toe is 100% healed, which could take weeks or months, depending on the severity. While performing the procedure, I was extremely attentive to the patient's well-being. He was visibly nervous, which is understandable, but I assured him he could let me know at any moment if he felt any discomfort. Anything you need, just tell me, okay? You'll feel a little pressure, but no pain. Don't worry, everything will be fine, I said to him, and he relaxed. Building trust is essential, because procedures like this can be intimidating, especially at such advanced stages. I also put myself in his shoes. Imagine 4 months with a swollen, painful toe, making simple tasks like putting on shoes or walking difficult. It's frustrating. And often people delay seeking help because they fear pain or think there's no solution. I want you to know that I understand that anxiety, and my goal is not only to solve the problem, but also to educate, reassure, and empower. You watching this might have family or friends going through this. Don't put it off. Early treatment prevents serious complications like severe infections or permanent damage. So, where are you watching from today? I'm curious to know. Leave in the comments the city or even the country where you're tuning in. I love knowing that my content reaches so many places, especially outside Brazil, where I've seen growing interest in podiatric care. Let's interact. Also comment if you or someone you know has dealt with an ingrown toenail. I want to hear your experiences and exchange knowledge. Now, some practical tips to prevent or manage ingrown toenails at home, but attention. These tips don't replace a visit to a qualified podiatrist, okay? First, never cut the sides of the nail. The cut should be straight, following the nail's natural line, and the edges should be gently filed to avoid sharp points. Second, keep your feet always dry and well ventilated. If you wear closed shoes for long periods like safety boots or sneakers, take some time during the day to let your feet breathe and use cotton socks that absorb moisture. If you notice early signs of an ingrown toenail, like redness, swelling, or pain, don't ignore it. It could be the start of an onicocriptosis, and the sooner you seek help, the less damage there will be. Avoid using home remedies like hydrogen peroxide or alcohol without guidance, as these can irritate the skin further or delay healing. Always prefer a professional evaluation for accuracy. A fun fact, poor hygiene can also contribute to ingrown toenails. Wash your feet daily with neutral soap and dry them thoroughly, especially between the toes.
To the bone?
Another tip, Avoid cutting nails too short, as this can expose the surrounding skin to trauma. Keep a medium length and regularly care for the cuticle and skin around the nail. After the procedure, it's essential to follow the podiatrist's instructions. In my patient's case, he must avoid getting the toe wet, change the dressing daily with prescribed antibiotic ointment, and return for follow-ups. Each case is unique, so what works for one person might not work for another. If you have questions about post-procedure care or prevention, leave them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer. Folks, before I wrap up, I have an important request. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. More than 90% of the people watching my YouTube videos don't follow me yet, and I need your help. When you like, comment, and subscribe, you're telling YouTube that my content is valuable, not low quality or irrelevant. This helps me keep producing videos like this, full of information and care. And don't stop there. Share this video with friends, family, or anyone who might benefit from it. Together we can spread knowledge and help more people take care of their foot health. Go ahead, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. A quick reminder for all of you. An ingrown toenail might seem minor, but it can greatly impact your quality of life, causing pain, insecurity, and even limitations in daily activities. So, value preventive care, seek professional help when needed, and be patient during the healing process. Every step we take toward health is a step toward a lighter, more comfortable, and happier life. See you in the next video, everyone. Take good care of yourselves.